Want to know how to make an espresso martini for the fall season? Today we're going to get back to basics and make 3 pumpkin spice espresso martinis. We'll start out with a boozy version of the Starbucks pumpkin spice latte using pumpkin spice RumChata and Appleton Jamaican rum. Next, we'll make one with Old Forge bourbon. We'll finish up with one that uses vanilla vodka. If you're interested in the more traditional espresso martini that's more coffee forward than sweet, check out the full episode of One Drink 3 Bars. In that video, we also visit 3 places with espresso martinis. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Today, the first drink will get its pumpkin spice flavor from the pumpkin spice flavored RumChata. The second 2 will get it from pumpkin spice syrup. I made my own pumpkin spice syrup by adding a variety of fall baking spices, as well as pumpkin pie filling to my usual simple syrup recipe. There are tons of videos and recipes for the syrup on YouTube. There are also many store-bought pumpkin spice syrups you can use. Let's start out with the RumChata Pumpkin Spice Espresso Martini. Now, espresso martinis usually use vodka, but you can almost always make them more interesting by subbing a different spirit for the vodka. For this one, I'll use Appleton Jamaican rum. I'm going to start out with 1.5 ounces of the rum. Next, I'll add 1 ounce of the RumChata Pumpkin Spice. This is 1 ounce of freshly brewed espresso. I made it a little while ago. And I have a very affordable and convenient espresso machine. I will put the Amazon link to that below. And finally, on this one, I'm going to use 1/2 ounce of this Liber Co ginger syrup because I really just want to see how much of the pumpkin spice flavor we get out of the RumChata. I'm adding about 2 to 3 1-inch ice cubes to my shaker. The key to success for a good espresso martini is to, as I've said before, shake the shit out of it. And to really give it the look and feel of a pumpkin spice latte, I'm going to garnish it with a little bit of whipped cream. And I will sprinkle some Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cinnadust on top. Hey, there's your RumChata Pumpkin Spice Martini. And I like to call this one, I'm officially basic. Now let's try a pumpkin spice espresso martini with bourbon. This is a great local product from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. You can use any type of bourbon you want. So for the Bourbon Pumpkin Spice Espresso Martini, I'm going to start out with 1.5 ounces of the Old Forge Bourbon. Next, I'm going to add 1/2 ounce of Mr. Black Coffee Liqueur. I'm going to add 3/4 ounce of my homemade pumpkin spice syrup. And finally, I'm going to put 1 ounce of freshly brewed espresso. Just like with the last one, add some ice and shake the shit out of it. And I'm going to strain this one into a kind of unique martini glass. And I forgot the coffee beans, but I'll get some before the end of the video and give it the health, wealth, and happiness garnish. Finally, I'm going to make one with the most traditional base spirit, vodka. This is a homemade vanilla vodka. I just left vanilla bean and some plain old Sky vodka for a couple weeks. You can also buy vodka that already has vanilla flavoring, but I think this is way better. I'm going to start out with 2 ounces of the vanilla vodka, 1 ounce of freshly brewed espresso, 1/2 ounce of Mr. Black Coffee Liqueur, 1/2 ounce of the pumpkin spice syrup, and this is optional, but I'm throwing in 1/2 ounce of cream for the pumpkin spice crowd. And you guys know the drill. Shake it. And and strain it into a chilled coupe. And there we have our vanilla vodka pumpkin spice espresso martini. So there are our 3 hopefully not so basic espresso martinis. I'm going to start out tasting the one where I just used RumChata to get the pumpkin spice flavor. I've had this one before, so spoiler alert, this Liber Co ginger syrup is really spicy and really good. Works great in here. Yeah, just like I remember, it's very like sweet and decadent, but it still has that nice bite from the ginger syrup and from the rum. And the second one is the bourbon one. Now this one, I didn't put any creamer in it, so it's basically a traditional espresso martini, but with bourbon instead of the vodka. That one's really good too. After tasting that, I would almost tell you there's no reason to ever make it with vodka if you could make it with something like this. Unless you have homemade vanilla vodka. That's what I used in this one. That one's really good too. I think that the spices from the homemade syrup stand out a lot more in this one, just because the vodka doesn't bring quite as much as the bourbon. So that would be a reason to use vodka to kind of highlight something else that is in your drink. Let me know in the comments below which one you want to try. As always, thanks for watching, and consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video. Cheers!